And welcome back to another 13B DCT S15 video. In this video, I need to make a decision. I've been thinking about what color to paint this car for months now, and I'm someone that starts planning color and aesthetics usually before I even own the car. And I don't know what it is with this build. It's not clicking. In my last video, I asked for you guys to give me some recommendations below, and honestly, it just left me more confused. I have so many different votes for all various colors. I am getting a lot of votes coming in for like the lavender purple. Some of you like the idea of a white with all the neon accents. And just to give you an idea of where my head's at, well, yeah, I really haven't eliminated any colors and have just added a ton. You'll see here, I have the House of Color standard base coat book spread out. And then the thing is, with all the different House of Color effects that I have, effects are like basically a pearl that you can add into any base color to get a different final result. I've just gone down the rabbit hole of like, well, I can do this color and then I'm gonna throw some pearl on that and some pearl on this. So we're gonna be doing a lot of testing in this video. These are some different factory colors that I picked out that I wanted to spray. This is a super cool lavender pearl. Let me show you. I've actually already decided that I'm gonna put this, oh God. I'm like 90% positive this is the pearl that I'm gonna end up putting on the white R33. But maybe it needs to be on the S15 as well. Can you see that? There you go. See that purple lavender? Oh, this is so good. Ooh, you can see it better in the actual can. And this is where things like pearls and effects are why this decision has been made even harder, because every base color will look slightly different with whatever top coat or pearl that you put on it. I'm gonna spend the majority of today spraying out so many different color samples. I've already pre-selected some specific House of Color effects that I might wanna try. There's a ton of options. Most of these effects, I have no idea what they look like. So one of the first things I'm gonna be doing, crack a bunch of these open, just get a little tiny sample and like dot it on, maybe on the back of this, somewhere. I've already spent hours today going over all these colors. We've somewhat eliminated the House of Color options, but like I said, this is just pre-mixed stuff. Now I'm gonna stop talking and go through what effects I actually wanna test on different colors. Don't let a bump in the road or an accident slow you down. Call an attorney, call Morton & Morton. The average driver will get into 4 vehicle accidents in their lifetime, but many don't get the compensation that they deserve. In order to file a successful auto claim, the other person must be responsible for the collision. There either needs to be damages to the vehicle or to the person. The value of any case is determined by a few things: medical bills, auto damage, lost wages, and much more. Document everything. And I mean everything. Remember to contact the police and your insurance company, and make sure you get all the other drivers' information. You can call Morton & Morton at pound 529. We have our effects / pearls sampled out here right now. Obviously, each pile, blob, whatever you want to call it, that's on here is a very, very concentrated amount of it. But I was able to pick out my favorites. So my favorite would be this indigo, the violet flip one, the magenta, and of course, prism is always a go-to. Every effect here, I can do a sample over our main colors that we're spraying. So I'm definitely gonna try out this purple with maybe 1 to 2 different pearl top coats on top of it. Same with the pink here. Honestly, all of them, especially this white, this chiffon white, because it's a flat color, it's gonna look completely different depending on which pearl we put on it. So now that I figured out which ones I actually want to use, I'm just gonna start spraying at this point, get some color laid down, and then I'll make extras of every color so that we can test out the pearls as well. Aluminum metal sample cards. Just gonna stuff each one up, get it prepped. Game plan is I'm basically spraying all of the color I keep the paint not sprayed as a reference. Oh, that's good. Okay, I actually added a lot. There she is. Since we're on a violet kit, I'm gonna mix this Twilight one first. Wow, look at this now. Moving on, now I'm going to kind of make their fabulous fuchsia. I'm gonna mix this first and then probably add another third of white into it to get it more like lighter pink and bright. But this is what I'm mixing up next. Samples. I was here for an entire day, feeling like a chemist, mixing things up. These are the samples that I got to. I'm not picking any of these colors. This was my favorite. This Twilight is bomb. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
This is my absolute favorite. I love this color so much, but I've looked up this kind of purple on an S15 and I don't like it. I don't know what in me does not like purple on S15. I am going color crazy and I thought this was the answer and I don't like it. And I'm deciding against the paints. These are too dark and this is almost like that Twilight where it has a lot of
nice.
Like dimension into it. But if you look at this in the shadow, so dark.
Yeah.
Like pretty much all these colors except for this light lavender turned out a lot darker than I know I would want for the final product. So this is gonna get pushed into another video doing the final color reveal because I have more testing to do. Before we say goodbye to these colors, I wanted to group them together so you guys can see the differences of all the samples that I sprayed. This is still my absolute favorite and I did really like this one. I just don't think purple is it for the S15. And then you can tell how much darker all these pinks are when they're like next to the light pink. And then you can tell how red that is. This definitely isn't goodbye forever. I think I'm gonna keep these and maybe use these colors for an accent on a different build. I don't know. I do feel kind of stupid wasting an entire day, but now I know that these are not it and I'll have to figure out another color. So yeah. Due to some circumstances and shortened timeline, I had to make a decision on what color the cage was gonna be painted today. So I did. We're doing the cage, it's a hot pink color. So now that's gonna match with the subframes and everything that's been powder coated underneath the car, and that will have to match with ultimately whatever I end up painting the exterior with. We also have a bunch of other body and shop work update to show you guys that Ray and Josh have been working on. They've had this car in the paint prep area for the past like 2 weeks and have done a ton of work, but for now, we're gonna focus on the cage and seeing it come to life with some neon. We are using House of Color neon pink. This is the same paint that was used in the fade on my Corvette. And then the last thing that I'm literally waiting till the very last minute to decide is what pearl and effect we're putting on this. So I don't just want basic neon pink. So we narrowed it down to these two pearl effects to go over the pink that I'm still deciding on. So we're gonna go check in on where Ray is at with the cage and then I'll make my decision soon. You always have the ability to just like reduce stuff and not measure anything, and I am like super calculated as I'm paranoid of not having like the perfect mixture, but sometimes you just gotta wing it, especially if you have old paint and whatnot. So Ray's trying to just quiz me on, does this look right? So we're picking out pearls now. I said I narrowed it down to 2 choices, but why not add a 3rd choice? So we're gonna mix a ratio of like 50-50 of both of these pearls. Ooh. I like that we get the more defined pearl that's in this one, but the base color change of the blue.
Turn bluer, yeah.
Okay, things are escalating a little bit. We're gonna also throw some prism in there. This is my absolute favorite effect. It's gonna add more of like a holographic metallic tone to everything. Oh man, that really tipped this thing over.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's the blue. The blue's coming back. Good. Oh my gosh.
I
Wow.
see it. It looks sick.
All right, and after all that, this is it.
We got it.
We made a decision. From this far away, I can already see the blue tint. It's perfect. Good. I am beyond happy with this. It looks incredible. You really catch the blue in person, in low light, in bright light. Like it's really trippy. Look at this. I don't know how much you can see on camera. If you can see where it's like instantly blue. The prism is actually what you mainly see in the direct sunlight. So I don't have a light with me right now, but if I was shining the light directly on, it goes to prism. Adam needed the dolly for his Supra, so that is why the car is immediately back over here and on jack stands. This is huge. Now that we have the cage officially painted, all the other aesthetics are gonna slowly start to come together. Also, one thing to note, the combination of this formula that we made, it looks like Prismatic Powder's Corky Pink. Corky Pink is one of my favorite powder coating powders, and it usually looks the best over like polished aluminum. I have Corky Pink in the center of my RX-8 wheels, so that could be a really, really good powder coat to end up matching stuff to the cage or having little accents here and there, maybe a few things in the engine bay accented. I don't know, but I absolutely love it so much. Big shout out and thank you so much to Ray and Josh for all of the body prep work that they've been putting into this thing. In the next video, we're gonna do a much deeper dive into just how much work they've been having to do to get this thing ready for paint. A little sneak peek of the engine bay. If you guys noticed, the bay is fully prepped. It has primer on it. This primer just needs to be stuffed down, and then this is perfect and ready to go. You can see our little pieces here that we bead rolled are all covered up and ready for paint. Ended up sealing as much as possible in here as well. I think Donnie and Cricket were taking turns making different plates for the inside here, welding what they could, shaving it down, getting everything absolutely perfect. So up next, I will give you guys all of the body kit updates. There has been a lot of massaging and work done with that to get the specific look that we want. And also that means in the next video, I have to pick a color. I'm picking a color in the next video. I know I went all over the place in this one and we just decided on the cage color. I will say, because of how amazing this cage looks, and because I want to maybe try something different, I am considering a white. I know, that's so weird for me to say. I am considering a white, but it can't just be a basic white. It's gonna have to have some crazy pink or violet color shift in it. I don't know. A color isn't 100% off the table, but in the next video, I'm gonna make the decision. So please comment below. Give me some ideas. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the next one.